This video demonstrates the assembly of the Z-style PVC barn door. The following are tools or items that are necessary or may be useful in the door assembly: a pencil, a 4-foot level, a rubber mallet, a drill, a 6-inch Phillips head bit, a 5/16 inch and a 3/8 inch drill bit, a measuring tape, a 1/2 inch socket wrench, and safety glasses. Prior to any installation of the track, you must decide if a mounting board is needed, and the board must be installed first. Due to many overlapping factors such as the location of wall studs, the weight of a door, and the various types of trims used in homes, we highly recommend using a mounting board in all situations. The track must be installed into solid blocking, casing, or a properly installed mounting board. Improper installation could result in serious bodily harm. If you are installing the 42-inch barn door kit, you will also need to install the track extension kit. Measure for the proper height placement of your track. Add 3 inches to the height of the door being installed. Mark this height on the wall or mounting board on the side of the jamb where the door will be in the closed position. On the same side where you made your height mark, measure 4 3/4 inches over from the door jamb and draw a line to mark the intersection of the two measurements. This will be the location of the first hole in the track. Drill a pilot hole. Insert a lag bolt through the first track hole and then place the track spacer on the bolt on the back of the track. Install the lag bolt with a 1/2 inch socket wrench. Do not tighten fully because you will need to swing the track up and complete the installation. Swing the track up and use the level to ensure the track is straight. Mark the remaining holes in the track. Drill the remaining holes. At the other end of the track from where you installed your first bolt, slide the door stopper onto the track that is for the side where the door will be in the closed position. Push it towards the end of the track where you installed your first bolt so it is between the first and second holes in the track. Install the remaining bolts and spacers. Go back and fully tighten the first bolt. Slide the remaining stopper onto the other end of the track. Do not set either stopper at this point. To assemble the door, lay one of the stiles onto your work surface. Make sure the side with the large holes is facing outwards. Insert a U-bracket into the top of the stile, into the outside channel and the innermost channel. The side of the U-clip with the larger holes should be facing the outside edge of the door. The top of the U-clip will rest on the top of the stile once inserted. Place 2 of the 4-inch screws into the holes in the outside of the stile channel. Make sure they are fully inserted. Slide a reinforcement clip into the channel and over the screw shafts. Insert 2 of the small screws into the oval holes on top of the U-bracket and secure to the top of the stile. Take 2 small screws and secure into the oval holes in the outside of the U-bracket. This will be the outside channel of the stile. Line up the top rail with the stile. Make sure the side of the top rail with the thinner channel is facing down towards the bottom of the door. Place the end of the top rail against the screws, lining up the holes in the extrusion. Once in place, continue tightening screws until the stile and rail are flush and secure. This will be the top of the door. Next, install the bottom rail. Insert one of the reinforcement plates into the bottom of the stile into the innermost chamber of the stile. Place 2 of the 4-inch screws into the 2 holes in the outside of the channel. Make sure they are fully inserted through the stile panel. Slide a reinforcement clip into the channel and over the screw shafts. Place the end of the bottom rail against the screws, lining up the holes in the extrusion. Once in place, tighten the screws until the stile and rail are flush and secure. Insert the door panels. For the 36-inch door kit, take the starter panel, K1, for the section below the Z crossbar, making sure the non-tongue side is inserted first into the stile. Slide this panel into the door frame so it fits snug into the stile channel. Gently tap into place with a rubber mallet if necessary. The panels in this section will be inserted large to small, panels K1 through K7. Insert the 6 remaining panels, making sure the non-tongue side is facing the previous panel. Next, insert the Z crossbar and make sure it is snug against the installed panels. Repeat the steps for the remaining 7 door panels, H7 through H1. These panels will be inserted small to large in size. Make sure the panels fit snug. The 42-inch size door kit will have 9 panels on each side of the Z crossbar. Secure the remaining stile. Make sure the side with the large holes is facing outward. This is a repeat of the steps to attach the first stile. Take one of the 4-inch screws and insert it into the pre-drilled hole on the outer channel of the stile. Using the drill, secure the screw until it catches the Z crossbar. Be sure not to over-tighten the screw. Repeat on the other stile to fully secure the Z crossbar in the door frame. Again, do not over-tighten the screw. Snap the top and bottom finishing strips into place. Snap the 2 side finishing strips into place. To install the roller bracket, line up the holes on the roller bracket with the U-bracket and secure with the 2 Allen screws. Repeat with the other roller bracket. Once the rolling brackets have been secured and the finishing strips in place, it is important to install the safety spacers. These spacers help to protect the door from being bumped off the track. Place one of the 2 spacers approximately 2 inches to the inside of one of the roller brackets. Place slightly off-center towards the front of the door. Using a drill, secure the spacer with a screw provided. Repeat the steps to install the second spacer inside of the other roller bracket. Rotate both spacers outward. Next, place the door onto the track. Position the door over the opening and slightly tilt the bottom of the door outward away from the wall. Set the rollers securely onto the track. Once the door is safely mounted and is secure, turn the safety spacers 180 degrees towards the wall. This positions them properly under the track. To install the handle, measure up 52 inches from the bottom of the door and mark that location. Measure 2 3/4 inches in from the edge of the stile and mark this spot. Drill a hole through the stile at the intersection of these 2 marks. Place the handle on the door and insert one of the handle bolts into the top hole in the handle. Put the washer and nut onto the back side of the door and tighten the nut. Do not tighten fully at this point. Using a level to make sure the handle is plumb, mark the location of the bottom hole in the handle. Move the handle aside and drill the second hole through the stile. Put the remaining bolt through the hole in the handle, put the washer and nut onto the back side of the door, and tighten the nut. Use the wrenches provided to fully tighten the bolts and secure the handle. The floor guide keeps the door from swinging outward away from the wall. To locate the proper installation position for the guide, slide the door into the closed position and mark the outside edge of the door on the floor. Now place the door in the open position and mark the inside edge of the door on the floor. Make sure that whether the door is in the open or the closed position, it never leaves the door guide. This is the proper location for the guide. Set the width of the floor guide to 1 1/2 inches. Pre-drill holes if necessary for your floor type. Slide the door out of the way and using the drill and screws provided, secure the door guide to the floor. Move the door to the closed position and slide the door stop to the desired location. Using the Allen wrench provided, tighten the screws on the door stop to secure it into place. Carefully glide the door into the full open position and repeat the steps for the remaining door stop. Your door is now ready to use.